Let us consider a body performing linear as well as rotational motion as shown in the diagram. Let us consider any point M on this body. Now, as this body is performing rotational as well as linear motion, this point M on the body will also perform rotational as well as linear motion. Hence, this point will have two velocities. One will be like this and other will be tangent at that point. Now, as there are velocities in two different directions, we can simply find out what is the resultant velocity of this point M. So to find the resultant, I will just make a resultant of this velocity. Let us name it as Rm, resultant velocity at point M. Similarly, let us consider one point at this part. Let us name this as point N. This point will also have a velocity which is tangent to this point, and also the other velocity which is linear is also in this particular direction. Hence, I can say the resultant velocity is also in the same direction, and I will name it as Rn. Now let us consider one more point. Let us say this point P. This point P again has two velocities, one in this horizontal direction and one which will be tangential. And the resultant of this two velocity, let us say it is like this, and I will name it as R. What I have done is I have considered three different points at three different locations on the disk, and I found out the directions of the resultant velocities of each point. Let me now make the perpendiculars to this velocity. This is the resultant velocity at point M. Let me make one perpendicular to this velocity. So if I make a perpendicular to velocity, it will be somewhat like this, where this velocity is perpendicular to this particular line. Similarly, let me draw a perpendicular to this velocity, Rn, or the velocity at point N. So if I draw a perpendicular to it, it will be somewhat like this. It is perpendicular to Rn. Again, this is resultant velocity at point Rp. If I draw a perpendicular to this resultant velocity at P, this line is perpendicular to velocity. Now, have you noticed something new? The point worth noting in this was all the perpendiculars from the velocities. When I draw the perpendicular from point M or point N or point P, or let us say if I draw perpendicular to the resultant velocity at any point on this circular body, all will meet at one particular point. The point at which the perpendicular to all the velocities meet is known as ICR, or instantaneous center of rotation for the body. Okay, so what we learned now, if we want to find out the ICR of any particular body, what we need to do? We just need to draw a perpendicular to the direction of velocity, and wherever they will meet, that point will be ICR, that is instantaneous center of rotation for the body. Now let us go much deeper on this. Let us say if I consider this point only, this point is O, this particular point O. Now if I find the velocity at this point, the linear velocity will go in this direction, and as this body is performing a clockwise motion, the another velocity will be tangential and it will be in opposite direction. So one velocity component towards right side, one velocity component towards left side. Plus and minus becomes 0. Hence, we can now also conclude that ICR is a point of zero linear velocity. In other words, I can say ICR is a point about which the entire body is performing only rotational motion at that particular instant. So what I can say, at ICR the linear velocity is 0, or I can say it is a point at which the body is performing purely rotational motion at that particular instant. So let us go to the properties of ICR, which we have already seen. The first property is velocity is 0 at the instant of the interest. So we have already seen at ICR the velocity is 0. Second point, ICR may lie inside or outside the body. When we draw the perpendiculars to the velocity, It can meet outside the body, it can meet inside the body, or it can lie on the body itself. So basically ICR is an imaginary point about which the body is assumed to be performing the purely rotational motion. Third point, ICR is taken as a reference point by which the velocities of other points are determined. So let us say if I want to find out velocity at any other point on the body, I will take the reference of that ICR and then find the velocities of the different points. Now let us see some of the cases wherein we will show or we will study how to locate ICR for different mechanisms. Let us consider first case, a body which is rotating and translating on a fixed surface, which we have already seen earlier. So there is a body which is performing rotational as well as translation motion about point C. So in this particular case, we have seen that if we consider any point on this body and draw perpendiculars to its resultant velocity, then the point at which they meet is known as ICR. So you can see here that ICR is a point of intersection of the body with the ground for this case at this particular instant. Now let us say there is a point A on this particular wheel and I want to find out what is the velocity of this point A. What we will do, I will just draw line joining ICR to that particular point, that is A. Now we have our basic relation. V is equal to R omega. Now as we want velocity at point A, so what this equation will become? This equation will become VA, that is velocity at point A is equal to. Now what is this R? This R means the distance of that particular point from ICR. Again I repeat, R means the distance of the point of interest, that means the point at which we want to find out velocity from the ICR located. So here you can see ICR is this point and A is this point. So distance between ICR and A is IA. So I will write here RIA multiplied by, we have also seen that if this body is performing a rotational motion about point C, the angular velocity of all the points remains same. So omega will be omega only. So with this I can now write VA is equal to RIA multiplied by omega, where RIA is the distance from ICR to that particular point. Hope you have got this particular concept. Again let us consider one more point, let us say B, and I want to find out what is the velocity of point B at this particular instant. Again simple, what I will do, I will join this I with B and again I will use my relation V is equal to R omega. Now as our point of interest is B, I will write down VB, and what will be R? R will be distance from I to B, as we have seen in the earlier case. R is always the distance from instantaneous center of rotation to that particular point multiplied by omega is same for all the points. So you consider any point on this body. Let us say it is any other point on the body and I want to find out what is its velocity. So I will write down V dash can be anything. It can be point C, it can be point D, anything will be equal to R from I to that particular point. If I want to fill this blank, let us consider this point M on this body. So if I want to find out velocity of this point M on this body, what I will do first? I will first join this point M with I. And what I will write here? Velocity of point M is equal to R distance from ICR to particular point M, that is IM. So I will write down RIM multiplied by omega. This becomes my formula for finding out velocity at any point on this particular body, which is rotating with an angular velocity omega and translating with the velocity v. Hope you have got this concept of how to find out a velocity at any point on the body. Again I repeat, it's just a simple logic. We have to use one simple relation, v is equal to r omega, where r is the distance from ICR to that particular point. That's the important point which we need to remember. R is the distance from ICR to that particular point at which we are interested to find out the velocities. Let us now consider one more case. Case B, also known as a ladder case. Let us say there is a ladder AB which is resting against a wall and a horizontal floor. When this ladder is on verge of slipping, this point A will try to come down, or I can say the velocity of point A will be in downward direction. Similarly, the velocity of this point B will go towards right side. Now to locate ICR, we have our concept and we have seen that to locate ICR, we need to draw perpendiculars from the velocities. So let us say there is one velocity VB here, which is in this direction horizontal, and there is one velocity VA, which is in the vertical direction. Now what I will do, I will just draw perpendiculars to these velocities. So this is my one perpendicular. As the velocity VB is in horizontal direction, the perpendicular will be in vertical direction. Similarly, at this point the velocity is in vertical direction, hence perpendicular will be in horizontal direction. The point at which this perpendiculars from the velocity meets is known as ICR. So I will mark this point as my ICR, or it is a point at which this body AB is assumed to be performing purely rotational motion at this particular instant. Now let us say I want to find out what is the velocity of this point A. We have our concept of it. What we will write? V is equal to R omega. So we have our basic relation. V is equal to R times omega. Now as I want to find out velocity about this point A, what this will become? This will become VA, and R, we have seen that R is the distance from instantaneous center of rotation to that particular point. Hence I can write, instead of R, I can write RIA. And omega, as it is a body AB, I can simply write omega AB. So this becomes my formula to calculate velocity at point A. So I will write down here VA is equal to RIA multiplied by omega AB. Similarly, if I want to find out velocity at point B, now what will be the change? The change will be just like this. A will become B. Now this distance will be from I, that is from instantaneous center of rotation, to point B. So my formula will now become VB is equal to RIB multiplied by omega AB. Now let us consider any other point on this link AB or this ladder AB, let us say point P. And I want to find out what is the velocity of this point P which is on this link AB only. Simple, what I will do, I will just join this I with P. So when I join that, now I have the relation V is equal to R omega. So I will write down Vp is equal to, because I want velocity of point P, so I will write Vp is equal to R distance from I to P. This is the important part. R will be always the distance from ICR to that particular point at which we want to find out the velocity. So here it will be RIP multiplied by omega AB, because this point P is on AB only. So we have also seen that angular velocity of entire body remains same. So omega will be omega AB. So with this we can find out the velocity at point P or any other point on link AB. I hope this logic of finding out ICR for the ladder case is clear to you.